Hi everyone, and thank you for being here. So today I want to offer landscape healing and Celtic healing because I am officially a Celtic Reiki level 1. Yeah, I'm very happy because I am the best teacher and I absolutely loved spending the whole month of January learning a lot, and it has crystallized into me wanting to learn more. So when level 2 is up, I'm going to learn level 2, and I'm still going through all of my different explorations with trees and plants and flowers and essences and the magic of the Celts, which is my ancestors. So I'm excited, excited, excited. What I want to do today is I have a candle here, I have some crystals, I have my oracle of Celtic trees and my Celtic oracle of trees. If you want the reference, that's in French, but you can find it in English. Liz and Colin Murray, illustrated by Vanessa Card. It's a deck from the 80s. I love it, just love it so much. And it teaches you a way of reading cards as well according to their methods, if that's actually something that was created by the Celts. But anyway, so I have here different things that I want to use, different tools, but I don't know what the message is. So what we'll do is that we'll pick a card and we'll see what's the message. We're going in a discovery mode together. And I hope that this can be a little bit of meditation. I would love for us to be comfortable, to be settled. So what we'll do is, before the card, I'm actually going to guide you through a little bit of an inhalation, exhalation, becoming the breath. So we're going to settle down, open the shoulders, close your eyes, straighten the spine, align the vertebrae, align your neck, finding that sweet spot where everything is comfortable. And we're gonna inhale in and out. In and out. And let's bring in some music. And some light language, crystallizing the space, letting what doesn't need to be held onto fall into the ground, and replacing those empty spaces. With some light, with some warmth, with some clarity. Okay. And you're going to stay resting in our cocoon, in our nest together. And we will ask ourselves, what we most need at the moment? Who do we most need at the moment? We're talking about trees. So what do we need most at the moment? And it's this tree of Ogham. And I'm going to look up the actual tree name in English because I've got it in French, because I'm French and I don't know most of my English trees because it's just a lot of languages, a lot of things in my head. So in English, this is actually the same. That's how you call it, Fusane tree. Who knew? All right. So I will read us the text. I will translate roughly from what's the book saying about this. And I'm going to say, look at this symbol just here. This is the Ogham alphabet. So this is a symbol. This was a language used by the Druids, the Celts, the Bards, together to speak. So they had all of those symbols either tattooed on their fingers or depending on the person and their choice, they would use their fingers in order to pass on the messages. So a lot of the Ogham are like, from one spike to another, there's usually 5. So they would be like this, 4, 5, or down to the sides, that's another letter up. And there's different ways. There's each side. So I guess they would be like this. But this one is a little bit specific. Maybe they would do this. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there in this incarnation. Anyway, let's read the text. But I thought it's fascinating how it's a secret language. The Romans wouldn't understand. So they would have the different symbols on their fingers or just using the fingers to speak to one another from a distance. I think it's fascinating. I like it. So I've got my pages and we're just going to read what's saying. So, like other trees, this tree has been given a dual nature. Because this tree, the Fusane, is also the name of thunder, of the element of thunder. And they give it the signification of softness, pleasure, comprehension, the sudden comprehension, that epiphany, that light. We do the light bulb, right? In the comics that we read these days, we're like, oh, light bulb moment, you understood something. But I guess in those days they would just use the thunderbolt. Like it's a little bit way too much. I love it because I'm ruled by I have a lot of planets in Sagittarius, a lot of personal planets in Sagittarius, so ruled by Jupiter inside. In my inner insides, I'm ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is, Zeus, and he throws thunderbolt in the sky. So that's why, in my opinion, Sagittarius is blunt, right? Their words is sharp, it's blunt, it comes out of nowhere, and then that thunderbolt creates the fire because it's the element of fire. So I like the fact that there's a tree with it. So they're talking about the specific uses for the wood of the tree. And they're saying that this also helps to illuminate the different worlds. So there's the upper world, there's the world, and there's the underworld. And this, when we know the different realms, this helps us to have illumination. But this card has a dual nature, like we said. This tree has a dual nature because there's also a myth that is assigned to this tree. And it's the myth of Lu, whose father Sion was killed by the 3 sons of Tiuren, Brian, Yukar, and Yukarba. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing it right. This is a French book and I'm speaking in English. And also it's just not English. So Lu punished them by giving them 8 different works. And the last of those works, just like Hercules' missions, was to scream 3 times on top of a hill called Knock Miodain. Those 3 sons, they had accomplished those 7 works and acquired multiple animals and magical objects that the works were asking them to prepare. And they went onto the top of the hill to scream, and The hill was haunted and guarded by an enemy, and they all were killed mortally when they went on top of the hill and they screamed together. So it's this card and this tree is giving us a spiritual trip together where we have to accomplish all of the different works, and you cannot escape them. And those works will be the illumination itself into giving you the best of yourself. You will be revealed, and you will reveal yourself to yourself without obligations, and not acting because you have to, but acting because it is your duty. It is your personal duty to do all of those things. And when you do, you will find happiness within yourself. Okay. So I'm not the best translator in the moment of, but I tried. And that's interesting. So we're talking about illumination that comes with hard work, with a moral sense, right? Duty. We have to do those things, and when we do, work is actually something that helps us become that crystal, that diamond in the rough, right? We work at it and then it becomes a diamond. So it's the same here. We have the thunderbolt, we have the Ogham, we have the tree. So I would love to do something. I would love to take the energy of this tree and give it to you. Something I did in Reiki school as well. I made them try different energies. So I'm going to use my pendulum and I'm going to gather the energy, and then I'm going to give it to you. And you tell me if you feel it. You tell me if that's something that you're enjoying. So you could set your intentions, knowing that this is an illuminating card. So what do you want to have clarity about? Even though it's a difficult and maybe a little bit of a rough clarity, what do you want? And going on from there, what can you do about it? Alright? So I'm holding on the card. I have my pendulum, and we're going to ask my pendulum to start to absorb the energy. So we're absorbing the energy of this Ogham, of this tree, of this thunderbolt. Because each of my cards have been attuned. They all gather the energy of each tree that they picture. So we're absorbing through the wood of my pendulum. It's specific, that's why I bought it, because it's wood. It's rosewood actually. And I can already sense it in my heart. I can already sense the shift even though we haven't switched yet. So I think it's acting on all of us, just making that transfusion between chaos, confusion, good, and bringing in clarity, illumination, personal duty, revelation. That's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna remove the card, and with all of that medicine, we're gonna give it over to you right now. So I'm gonna ask the pendulum to go all around my phone, and by proxy setting the intentions that you are going to deliver it. So let's deliver, deliver, deliver. Release the medicine to everyone who watches, now and later. Okay. Great. A little bit less wild, please. It's going to create epilepsy in the people watching. Okay, a little bit of both. And we let it trickle down all the way, and even if the revelation is not happening right now, we set the intention that it will come when it will come, but it has been put into motion. I'm gonna use my smoky quartz just here and now, just to do some little light language with it. That's what I'm being asked to do. Just write things in. Setting the stage for clarity. That's what we want to do. Good. Okay. And now I'm going to just gently go away from your energetical space. Seal you in protection. In the front, in the back, on the sides, on the top of your head, and underneath your feet. And we can slowly come back to the body. And welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon for the rest of what I do with my work. Take care.